Hello folks, and welcome back. If you watched the previous video, you'll see amongst other things I sowed quite a few onions, and I'm happy to say in general they've germinated quite well. These was done in the quarter trays in the long Garland Super 7 with the dams on. There's been no grow lights on. As you can see now, them starting to go a little bit on the leggy side. As I said, the germination's been quite good, except I've got a blank space there, and that there is the Zabroon. So I'm afraid my friendship with the Zabroon is finished now, so I don't think I'll be trying them again. Anyway, before I start pricking these out, I need to find some space where I'm going to put them. I've got one VITOPOD set up there. I've got another 2 doubles to set up. There'll be another one in here, and I'm going to put one in my loft in the house, and then I can get the lights on. So the next probably hour or so I'm going to be building the sides back up to get these in situation. I don't know when I'll be starting pricking these out. I don't want them to grow much bigger than this really, so what I might do is just get a pair of scissors and just give them a little haircut across the top. It won't hurt them, and say just make sure they're moist, and that'll keep them ticking over for the next few days until I can get the propagator set up. Just quickly show you how I do it. As I say, gone a bit straggly. I'm just going to nip the top off, just give me a little crew cut like that. And that there will keep them ticking over for the next few days until I can get them thinned out and into the propagator. Since the last clip, a few days have passed where I give the onions a bit of a haircut. I popped them back in the propagator. As you can probably see there now, they've done quite well. And I've got some aubergines on the back end there. So the plan now is to pop these on. As I said earlier, the only ones that failed me was the Zabroon. So them are off my shopping list for good now, I think. For potting on, I like to use these 12 cell. These are half trays. And I find these just right. If you haven't got quite enough to fill the tray, you've not lost much space. And 2 of these together in a gravel tray makes it so much easier for watering from the bottom, which is what I tend to do once these have been potted on. So I'm going to pop these on now, and I'll bring you back once I've done the first lot. The compost I'm using is the Clover multi-purpose peat-based. And the first thing I'll do is rub any lumps out. So depending on how it's been stored, depends how much lumps there is. I mean, my gardening centre are quite good. They do a fast turnaround, so it isn't lying around long very often. So I'll just say give this just a rub through your hands quickly, and it gets rid of the big lumps. And then it's time to fill up the old cell tray. We've all got our own ways of filling up the cell tray. What I do is just basically bung it in the middle till it goes over the top like that, and then I like to just wedge my fingers down, get a little firming so I know it is down the bottom of the base of the cells. Give it a little gardener's tap, and then top it up again so it's brimming over the top. Got a little tamping board here, little touch down there. Then I'll just saw it off. Clean the edges. And that's what you get. And I like to do this. About 5 or 6 different trays filled, and then I can just bodge the holes in, and it makes pricking out so much quicker. Well, I've had a nice 2 or 3 easy days pricking out the onion, nice and gentle, no rush at all. And I think I've just done about as many as I want to now. I've got the big VITOPOD propagator full, the little one full, and just started off on the second one over here. The sun's quite harsh now. It's a bit rare sight, but nevertheless, don't complain. I'll put a picture in of that propagator rather than try and put the camera in, because it'll just get glare. And I've just finished off with another tray here, and this one here is the long red Florence. These are multi-sown. As you can see, they've come out quite nicely. So they're going to go in the propagator. 12 degrees bottom heat and no lights, and see how they do. Another few days or a week or so has passed since the last video clips. And as you can see, I've set a little grow tent up inside my spare bedroom. And the reason for this, these are struggling out in the greenhouse. It's a little bit cold and lack of light, so I've put some grow lights above them, and in a very short space of time I can see the vast improvement on them. Those there are the aubergines. There's some little sweet peppers there, and there's some more there. So I might end up potting these on in the next few days, then they'll end up going back out into the greenhouse. Just a quick update of what's happening in the greenhouse. I've set up a little grow tent in here, together with a Mars hydro light up the top, an LED. I've got exactly the same setup as this in my loft as well, and I've really got to fill that at the moment. But still, looking at this, I've got the onions in here, and I've put these in to give them a little bit of a perk up. They had started to go a bit floppy like these ones. I've only just added these in, and within a couple of days you can see how much they've picked up. So them are on the LED Mars hydro lights, and doing that has enabled me to free up this other double VITOPOD. All I've got in there at the moment is the leeks, a few spare onions, which I'm probably not going to prick out. As you can see there, the celery, that's done really well. In fact, that'll need pricking out very soon. Moving across this side, as you can see, I've been able to also empty this single VITOPOD, and that frees up enough room now in here to let me start sowing some of the brassicas. But before I do that, there's a few little jobs I want to do on the allotment. As we approach the last few days of February, this month has been horrendous for us gardeners, particularly here in the Midlands. We've had a deluge of rain. Only the last couple of days it's reduced to drizzle now and again. I can actually see the beds drying out. Today's an unusual one. We've got a bit of sunshine, and I thought I'd take advantage of that by doing the job I really wanted to get doing, and that's pruning. We've got 3 fruit trees on there. There's 2 apple and 1 pear, and it's the usual rules, the 3 Ds: diseased, dying or damaged. And do your pruning. I gave this a good pruning last year, so there's not much really needs to be doing on this one, but the other 2 down there, I've got a bit of a heavier attack. I can just see the buds starting to swell on here, so that's an indicator that the sap is rising, and that's the time you need to get your pruning done. I shouldn't leave it much longer than the next 2 or 3 weeks. Okay, what I want to do now is just remove any excess branches and ideally create an airflow through there. I don't know if you can see it there in this apple tree. I've got a little yellow trap on there. I need to put another activator in there. It's a pheromone trap for the codling moth, and I'll be putting that in probably the end of next month. Okay, we'll bring you back when I've finished. So that's the first tree done. I'm going to crack on now with the other 2 trees down there while the weather holds out, although we've got a big black cloud coming over again. Hopefully you'll join me in the next video where we enter the month of March, and hopefully we'll be starting sowing some vegetable seeds. Till then, many thanks for watching, and bye for now.